Hi guys, I'm Danny and this is my third episode of Unreal Engine tutorial. In this series, we are going to talk about how we could create a third-person game, an RPG to be more precise. So in the first episode and second episode, we created this beautiful masterpiece. It's a simple train and yeah, it's covered with a material blended layers, something like that. Well, we discussed it in details in episode 2. So, for this episode, we are going to give this shiny flow in here a sword. So, let's do that. First, we need a sword. So, in order to get our sword, easiest way possible is to download some assets. There is a free asset called Free Fantasy Weapon Sample. You could use this, that would be a nice place to start, or you could just download some FBX or OBJ file. So you could just select add to the project, but obviously we are working with Unreal Engine 5.4 and asset is not available for that version. We could tick this option, show all projects, and then select our projects, and we could choose Unreal Engine 5. That would be our closest engine we could choose. Let's see our asset is available or not. Yes, we could see our weapon pack in here. Okay, now we could see our weapon pack in here. Everything seems to be fine. So now you should choose a structure for your project. I'm going to put my weapon in the third person folder. Basically, everything that have some sort of logic into it need to be in a C++ class or in a blueprint. So we start with a blueprint for our sword. Just have to right click on the content browser in here and yeah, choose blueprint class. Our sword is going to be an actor. It's not going to be a pawn because a pawn could be possessed and a character is a character, and yeah, forget about the rest of the options. Just use actor. Going to name it sword. If you create the sword in here and you load it, you would see some kind of horrible effect in here and an empty blueprint. In order to solve this, we could click the add button in here and use a static mesh. Static meshes are just simple 3D files. You could download them in OBJ and FBX format. So after I added my static in a static mesh in here, now I should actually choose it. What static mesh is going to be displayed in here? On the static mesh on details panel or details tab, I could choose my sword. Ta-da! This is our sword. And well, you could see the material is already applied. So that would be it. We should go and take a look at our character. BP third person character. We need to attach our sword to our character. In order to do that, we need to actually open the skeletal mesh itself. Then we should look for a hand. Well, let's look for it in here. Where would be our hand? Okay, it's a long journey. Okay, so these are our hands. Okay, right hand. I'm going to right click on hand underline R. I'm going to create a socket. So a socket is just a place that we could attach something into it. I'm going to name it weapon socket. The naming is actually quite important because the only way you could access this socket is by using its name. The funny thing is we could actually add a preview in here. I could just add sword mesh, yeah, as a preview. Now I could just simply change the position and the rotation of my socket. So now if I spawn my sword in that socket, I could see what would be the position or the shape of it. Okay, that would be a nice place, I guess. So let's actually do some programming with blueprints. Basically, what we should look for is this function in here. Event begin play. This function would be called every time our game is going to be started. So that would be a nice place to spawn a sword at the beginning of the game. You could see some execution node in here, execution arrow, I don't know what to call it. We could just drag this into here, and now we could create a node. So let's search for our node. Spawn actor from class. Okay, that was easy. Now, after the game was begun and all of the things in here happened, now some actor would be spawned. We create an actor blueprint and we call it sword, so we could just use it here. Now if we start the game, okay, it would be a little bit, it need more details, but yeah, anyway, we need a spawn transform where this actor would be a spawn on. So let's find that. Okay, our socket is in our mesh and we could get access to our character mesh in here. Just need to drag our character mesh and yes, that would be it. Get socket location. Okay, now we could link the location of our socket to the spawn transform, and the name of socket should be weapon sockets. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay, as you see, when we start our game, yes, our sword would be a spawn. Now, the thing is, the sword is not attached, and the reason is simple, because we didn't tell it to be attached. Attach actor to component. What component? Okay, and what actor? Well, we have a return value in here. If you put your mouse cursor on it, it would be, okay, sword object reference. So yeah, it's quite easy. We could just drag this to here, and yes, our attached actor to component would be almost ready now, because it now knows that what actor we are aiming for. And the other thing is parent. What would be the parent? Obviously our character. So we could just use our mesh and drag our mesh to here. Our character mesh would be the parent, and obviously the socket name would be what we chose. Now, location rule. It's best we choose a snap to target. That would be the obvious choice. Now, if we play the game, okay, everything is quite weird, we can't walk, but our sword is attached perfectly. Let's fix our bug. This static mesh have some sort of physics to it, which we don't need. So we should just disable it. Okay. Collision. Collision would be the tab that we are looking for. So where is collision? Okay. Can character step on it? Of course not, because it's in our hand, obviously. And collision preset. What kind of collision functions we need to call for this class? Obviously no collision, because it's in our hand. Yes. Okay, now we could perfectly walk, jump, and have a sword in our hand. Yeah, I think that would be a good place to stop. Unreal Engine is feeling a little bit crashy today, and I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. See you soon, guys. Yeah, see you.